When you rise in the morning, before the noise of the world has entered your mind, you hold in your hands the most powerful moment of the day. In that quiet place, your thoughts are not idle, they are seeds. And every word you speak to yourself, whether aloud or silently within, is shaping the field of your life. What you say about yourself, you become. What you affirm as true begins to arrange the circumstances around you. If you could discipline your tongue in your inner conversation for just 3 days, you would witness the beginning of transformation. For 3 days, talk to yourself as if you were already the one you desire to be. Do not beg, do not hope, do not wait for permission. Declare within that you already have what your heart longs for. If it is wealth, speak from the place of abundance. If it is love, speak from the place of being cherished. If it is health, speak from the place of being strong and whole. Every time a contrary thought rises, gently but firmly replace it with the truth of what you have chosen. You are not commanded to fix the world, only to fix the conversation within yourself, because it is from within that the world takes its shape. You must stop rehearsing lack, stop entertaining failure, stop repeating stories of fear and defeat. Your words are not empty sounds, they are the very substance from which reality is formed. Every sentence you say to yourself is a decree, a command that creation rushes to fulfill. So for 3 days, set yourself apart. Walk through your life as though you are already living in the answered prayer. When you look in the mirror, call yourself blessed, favored, chosen, powerful. When you lie down at night, whisper to yourself, all things are working in my favor. When you rise again in the morning, remind yourself, I am already living in the promise. This repetition is not empty, it is the law of life. And do not let the evidence of the outer world deceive you. The outer world is only the echo of yesterday's inner talk. You are planting new seeds now, and the harvest will come. Just as no seed sprouts in an instant, so too the change in your world may take form silently before it becomes visible. But it is impossible for the new talk to remain barren. It must bear fruit. Imagine the life you desire is already here, and speak to yourself from within it. Feel the emotions of having it now. Do not argue with yourself. Do not ask how or when. Speak, believe, persist. Just 3 days of faithful inner conversation will open the door to an entirely new direction in your life. Because the world is not happening to you, it is happening from you. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this practice. It is not complicated, but it is mighty. Many run to and fro, searching for answers, yet overlook the power of the words spoken in the silence of their own mind. Talk to yourself in the way you would if everything were already resolved, already fulfilled, already complete. You will discover that the universe bends to the command of your assumption. For 3 days, live as if the miracle has already happened. Talk to yourself as the healed one, the wealthy one, the loved one, the successful one. Do not compromise. Do not waver. Guard your words like treasure. You will see how quickly the tides begin to turn, how swiftly the doors begin to open, how naturally the world begins to confirm what you dared to declare. The power is already in you. It has always been. You need not plead with life for blessings. It waits for your command. And your command is spoken through the words you speak to yourself day and night. For 3 days, let those words be life. Let them be victory. Let them be fulfillment. And watch as the invisible becomes visible, as the unseen takes form, and as your life aligns with the truth you have dared to affirm. The world you experience each day is a mirror, reflecting back to you the secret conversations you hold within yourself. Every event, every encounter, every circumstance is but an echo of the words spoken in silence, the assumptions entertained when no one else is listening. If you would only take 3 days and direct this inner dialogue with intention, you would witness the beginnings of a shift so undeniable that you would know beyond question the creative power of your own mind. When you talk to yourself, you are not indulging in fantasy. You are planting. The words you repeat are seeds, and the soil of your subconscious is fertile beyond measure. It does not question whether the seed is one of weeds or of wheat. It simply brings forth in kind. If you sow fear, you will reap fear. If you sow abundance, you will reap abundance. If you sow love, you will reap love. What you harvest is never a mystery. It is always the faithful return of the words you have sown. For just 3 days, change the crop. Pull out the weeds of complaint, of doubt, of despair, and plant only words of victory, gratitude, and completion. You may think 3 days is too small a time for such great change, but I tell you it is enough to awaken the hidden law within you. In those 3 days you will begin to sense a shift, a subtle movement in the unseen. Your feelings will lighten, your spirit will rise, your vision will sharpen, and you will know that something has begun. Though the full harvest may not appear instantly, the soil will already be working, the invisible currents will already be arranging, and life will already be bending to your new command. Think of it as a holy fast, not from food but from doubt. For 3 days, refuse to indulge the old story of your limitations. Refuse to feed the voice that says, "It will never happen, it is too late, it is too hard." Starve those voices by denying them your attention, and instead feast upon words of strength. When you walk into a room, tell yourself, "I belong here, I carry favor, I radiate success." When you look at your bank account, do not tremble at the numbers. Whisper, "This is only the shadow of my abundance. The true riches within me are endless." When you remember past failures, do not bow to them, rise and say, "That was the old story. I am a new creation. I am living in the fulfillment now." For 3 days, saturate yourself with these inner affirmations. Let no idle word pass through your mind unchecked. When a thought of lack rises, answer it immediately with the truth of your abundance. When a thought of fear approaches, respond at once with the certainty of your safety and victory. Do not allow one word of defeat to settle in your mind without countering it. You are not a victim of passing thoughts. You are the master of your inner conversation. The very world you live in is held together by the word, and your word is no less powerful. You may ask, "But what if I do not feel it? What if I do not yet believe these words?" Feelings will follow the discipline of repetition. A child learning to walk does not feel steady at the first step, but the more the step is repeated, the stronger the walk becomes. So too, when you repeat these inner decrees, belief will begin to take root. Your emotions will catch up to your words, and soon you will not be forcing the talk, you will be living in it naturally. That is the moment when the outer world must bow and reshape itself in harmony with your inner state. Guard yourself closely in these 3 days, for the test will surely come. Someone may speak to you in anger, and the old self will want to rise in defense. But remember, you are not rehearsing old roles. You are declaring a new identity. Answer not with the old script of irritation or wounded pride, but with the calm assurance that you are above offense. Another may tempt you with stories of failure, of scarcity, of fear. Do not join their chorus. Stand apart inwardly and speak silently within yourself. That is not my truth. I dwell in abundance, in success, in love. For 3 days you must be unwavering, as though your very life depended on it. For in truth, your life as you know it does depend on the words you choose to affirm. There is a power in consistency that few understand. One day of affirmations may stir the waters, but 3 days of unbroken persistence creates momentum. The subconscious begins to believe you. The atmosphere around you begins to shift. Those who see you may not know what has changed, but they will feel it. Opportunities that once bypassed you will be drawn to you. Doors that were shut will begin to swing open. People who ignored you will now notice you. This is not magic in the sense of trickery. It is the natural law of spirit responding to the vibration of your inner state. As you practice this for 3 days, you will also come to notice how much of your old conversation was against you. You will become aware of how often you spoke smallness over yourself, how often you repeated defeat without realizing it. Do not condemn yourself when you see this. Rejoice, for now the hidden enemy has been revealed. And in those moments, lift your head and speak the new word over yourself. Say, "I am not bound by yesterday's words. I choose today. I speak life. I speak victory." Let your imagination support your words. When you tell yourself, "I am loved," feel the warmth of arms around you. See the joy of companionship. When you declare, "I am wealthy," imagine the ease of paying every bill, the freedom of generosity, the beauty of living without financial chains. When you affirm, "I am healed," picture yourself running, dancing, laughing with vigor. These images clothe your words with flesh, and soon the unseen becomes substance. For 3 days, do not merely wish. Embody, do not merely hope. Declare, do not merely daydream. Live within the reality of your chosen words. Every time you are tempted to fall back into the old dialogue, remind yourself that you are on a holy assignment. The outer world may not yet show the new, but the seed is already in the soil. Would you dig up the seed to check if it is growing? No, you trust the process. You water it with faith. You shield it from doubt, and you let it grow unseen until the harvest appears. This is the discipline of creation, and it belongs to you. For just 3 days, if you will give yourself fully to this practice, you will come to know that the true temple is your mind, the true altar is your imagination, and the true sacrifice is the offering of your words. Life bows to no other authority but the word held in conviction. And when you align your inner talk with the vision of your desire, nothing can prevent its fulfillment. So for 3 days, be vigilant. When the world tempts you with contradiction, when appearances scream the opposite of your desire, turn inward and speak again the truth of your chosen state. I am blessed, I am favored, I am prosperous, I am loved, I am victorious. Repeat it when you wake, repeat it as you walk, repeat it as you rest your head at night. Let the rhythm of these words become the heartbeat of your being. You will find yourself walking taller, speaking clearer, radiating confidence. The invisible world will already have shifted, and soon the visible must conform. For 3 days, imagine what would happen if you refused to give in to the chatter of the world, the noise of fear, the whispers of lack. For 3 days you can decide to become the master of your own atmosphere, the governor of your own thoughts, the ruler of your inner kingdom. Every time you catch yourself drifting into complaint, you simply stop, breathe, and redirect the conversation. You remind yourself, no, I do not dwell in lack, I do not dwell in limitation. I dwell in abundance. I dwell in victory. I dwell in love. It is not the grand declarations shouted once in a lifetime that shape your reality. It is the small, steady murmurs repeated daily in the hidden places of your mind. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of the world. The world is at the mercy of your word. Your word is the seed, your imagination the soil, and your persistence the sunlight that brings it to life. If you will watch carefully for 3 days, you will see that what you speak to yourself in the morning echoes in the events of the afternoon. What you rehearse in the silence of your heart at night appears in the circumstances of the following day. The link is too precise to ignore, but you have been so accustomed to letting your mind wander that you rarely notice. For 3 days, sharpen your attention. Observe how faithfully life echoes your own speech. When you walk into places that once intimidated you, whisper within, I belong here, I carry favor here. When you encounter challenges that used to overwhelm you, declare, I am greater than this. I already carry the solution within me. When old memories arise to remind you of mistakes or failures, do not bow to them. Smile inwardly and say, that was then, I am new now. I have spoken a new word over my life, and I live from that word. For 3 days, let no shadow of doubt linger in you without confronting it with the light of truth. And though 3 days may seem short, do not underestimate the quickening that takes place when you align fully with the power of your word. 3 days is long enough to quiet the storm within, long enough to begin to feel the current shifting, long enough to awaken the sleeping giant of faith that has always lived in you. You will walk differently. You will carry yourself with new weight. You will feel the energy of possibility vibrating in you like fire shut up in your bones. Others will look at you and sense a difference without knowing what has changed. For you will have begun to walk in the atmosphere of your chosen word, and the world cannot help but notice. In these 3 days, even the way you see others will begin to transform. No longer will you look at them through the lens of judgment or lack. When you affirm your own abundance, you also release others from the prison of scarcity. When you declare yourself loved, you begin to pour love outward without strain. When you affirm your health, you carry an atmosphere of life that others can feel. For 3 days, your inner conversation is not only shaping your world, but touching the worlds of those around you. This practice is not about pretending or ignoring reality. It is about creating reality. What you call reality is only the crystallization of past words and beliefs. It is not final. It is not fixed. It is clay in the potter's hands, and the potter is none other than your own imagination guided by your word. For 3 days, become the conscious potter. Stop letting the clay harden into shapes you do not desire. Speak to it, mold it, shape it. Declare, I am the designer of my destiny. My life bends to the image I hold within me. You may be tempted to dismiss this as too simple, but the greatest powers in life are always simple. The breath that sustains you is simple. The beating of your heart is simple. The turning of the earth is simple. Do not despise simplicity. It is the signature of truth. And the truth is this: the words you speak to yourself are the blueprint of your future. For 3 days, build wisely. Some of you have spent years speaking words of defeat, so much so that you think it is natural. You rehearse the same complaints, the same excuses, the same doubts, and then you wonder why the world does not change. But I tell you, if you would only arrest that old habit and speak differently, the change would be undeniable. For 3 days, discipline yourself as though your life depended on it, for indeed it does. Every empire of success, every testimony of transformation, every miracle ever witnessed began with a word spoken and believed. So when you wake tomorrow, begin at once. Do not wait for a special sign. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Begin where you are. Whisper to yourself before you rise: this is my day of favor. This is my day of blessing. This is my day of fulfillment. Carry that into the bathroom mirror. Look into your own eyes and say, I am chosen. I am powerful. I am complete. As you walk into your day, repeat silently, all things are working for me. Every step I take is ordered. Every encounter is filled with grace. As you face challenges, remind yourself, I cannot fail. The outcome is already secured. When you lie down at night, whisper once more, I am grateful. I am at peace. I am already living in the answer. For 3 days do this, and you will never want to return to the old way. And when distractions come, and they will, you do not surrender. You simply redirect. If a thought of fear arises, you smile and say, that is not my story. If a feeling of doubt creeps in, you gently replace it with, I am already victorious. If someone speaks negativity over you, you silently affirm, their words have no power here. My word is law over my life. For 3 days, let no external voice hold more authority than your own inner decree. By the end of the first day, you will feel lighter. By the end of the second, you will feel stronger. By the end of the third, you will know that something has changed in you permanently. The world may not yet reflect it fully, but you will know by the peace in your heart, by the confidence in your step, by the certainty in your spirit. And once you have tasted that, you will never again doubt the power of your word. Because the truth is, life has always been waiting for your command. It was never against you. It was only echoing the words you whispered about yourself when you thought no one was listening. But the silence has ears, and the invisible responds to every declaration. Now you know. Now you are aware. And with awareness comes freedom. For 3 days, talk to yourself as though everything you desire has already happened. And you will discover that the line between desire and reality is thinner than you ever imagined. For 3 days, you are asked to do something that may seem simple, yet its power is beyond calculation. You are asked to speak as though your desire were already complete. You are asked to shape your inner dialogue as if the life you dream of were the life you live in this very moment. If you truly gave yourself to this practice, you would see that 3 days is enough to awaken a force within you that nothing in the world can resist. The problem is not that life denies you, but that you have denied yourself by careless speech. You have agreed with limitation. You have rehearsed struggle. You have identified yourself with failure without realizing that your very words were chains. And yet the same mouth, the same mind, the same inner speech that once bound you can set you free. For 3 days, choose freedom. Talk to yourself as the one who already possesses the promise, and watch how quickly the atmosphere around you changes. You do not need the approval of others for this. You do not need them to see it, or believe it, or agree with you. This is a covenant between you and your own imagination, between you and the life that already lives within you. Let them call you foolish if they must. Let them doubt. While they repeat the same stories of despair, you will quietly plant the seeds of a new reality. And though they may not notice at first, soon the fruit will be undeniable. Do not think of this as repeating empty phrases. Every word you speak to yourself carries feeling, and feeling is the secret key. When you say, I am prosperous, do not recite it like a machine. Say it as though you have already touched the abundance with your own hands, as though you are living the freedom of it now. When you say, I am loved, let your heart swell with the warmth of it. Let your chest fill with the certainty of companionship. When you say, I am victorious, see yourself standing on the other side of every battle, triumphant and unshaken. It is the union of word and feeling that engraves the truth upon the depths of your being. You may find on the first day that the old words try to creep back in. They will whisper, it's not working. Nothing is changing. You are only pretending. Smile when you hear them, because their very resistance is proof that the old is dying. You cannot uproot a tree without some shaking. You cannot pull away from an old story without hearing its echo. Do not let the echo frighten you. It is powerless if you do not agree with it. Answer gently but firmly. I am not that old story. I am new. I am whole. I am complete. The second day may feel easier, for your mind will begin to settle into the new rhythm. You will catch yourself more quickly when the old thoughts try to intrude. You will notice the joy of declaring life instead of death, victory instead of defeat. And as you repeat these words, your body will respond. You will feel lighter, more energetic, more alive. The change begins inwardly, but it will touch even the cells of your body. By the third day, a quiet confidence will rise in you. The words will not feel like effort, but like truth. You will walk through your world with a sense of expectation, not of dread. You will notice small shifts, an unexpected kindness, a new opportunity, a sudden idea that brings clarity. These are not coincidences. They are the first fruits of your new speech. Creation has heard your command and it is already moving. And once you see this, once you taste the sweetness of speaking life to yourself, you will not want to return to the old way. You will realize that you were never meant to curse yourself with words of lack. You were never meant to agree with failure. You were never meant to label yourself with weakness. You were meant to call forth beauty, to speak abundance, to affirm wholeness, to declare victory. That is your rightful authority, and it has been in your hands all along. So for 3 days, rise with determination. Throughout the day, guard your lips and your thoughts. When you feel weary, remind yourself that you are stronger than you appear. When you feel alone, remind yourself that you are surrounded by unseen support. When you feel pressed, remind yourself that every pressure is producing a diamond. Keep the inner flame alive with your words, and it will guide you through the night. This is not theory. It is law. The world bows to the one who commands it from within. The tongue is a rudder steering the ship of your life. If you have drifted into storms, it is because you let your words drift. But now, with deliberate speech, you turn the ship. For 3 days, hold the wheel steady. Refuse to be tossed about by the waves of doubt. Fix your words toward the shore of your desire, and the current itself will carry you there. And when you have done this, you will discover something greater than your desire itself. You will discover your power. You will know that nothing is withheld from you except by your own consent. You will know that the world you seek to change is only the reflection of the words you choose to speak. And you will know that you can create not by striving, not by struggling, but by the quiet, consistent discipline of your own inner conversation. 3 days. That is all it takes to awaken the sleeping power within you. 3 days of guarding your speech. 3 days of declaring your truth. 3 days of living as though your dream is already real. And once you see what begins to unfold, you will not stop at 3. You will carry it into a lifetime. For 3 days you must imagine yourself clothed in the garment of your desire and refuse to take it off. No matter what happens in the outer world, no matter what voices come to contradict you, no matter how loudly appearances shout the opposite, you remain unmoved. You keep speaking from the place of fulfillment. You keep answering yourself with the language of completion. You keep seeing yourself as the one who already possesses, already enjoys, already lives the life you have chosen. And if you persist in this way for 3 days without breaking, you will set in motion a current that nothing can stop. It does not matter how impossible your dream may look at this moment. It does not matter how limited your resources seem, how small your circle appears, or how long you have waited. When you take up the discipline of speaking to yourself as though it is already done, the world has no choice but to bow. The forces that looked like opposition will turn into allies. The delays that seemed like failure will reveal themselves as preparation. The walls that blocked you will crumble, not by your striving, but by your persistence in holding to the inner word. For 3 days, be deaf to anything that does not agree with your chosen end. Do not lend your ear to gossip, to fear, to complaint. Do not allow yourself to be dragged back into the old swamp of doubt. When you hear others speak of lack, silently affirm abundance. When they predict disaster, silently declare peace. When they tell stories of defeat, quietly remind yourself that you live in victory. In this way, you protect your inner atmosphere. You create a fortress of faith within yourself where no enemy can enter unless you open the gate. And you will find that as you practice this, something remarkable happens. Your very body begins to respond. You will feel lighter in your steps, stronger in your bones, clearer in your thoughts. The cells of your being recognize the new command and align with it. The weight of heaviness lifts, the fog of confusion dissolves, the tension of fear unwinds. You begin to carry yourself with the poise of one who knows. You begin to walk with the authority of one who has already received. This is the evidence that the new seed has taken root within you. Do not be surprised if, during these 3 days, you encounter resistance. That resistance is not proof of failure, it is proof that the old structure is breaking. Just as a seed must push against the soil before it can sprout, so too your new word must push against the crust of old beliefs before it can rise. Do not mistake the pressure for defeat. Rejoice, for it means growth is happening. When you feel the old thought of doubt pressing against you, answer it boldly. I know who I am, I know what I have, I know where I stand, and keep walking. There is a moment in this practice when you will feel a shift so subtle yet so powerful that you cannot miss it. It may happen on the first day or the second or the third, but it will come. It is the moment when your words stop feeling like effort and start feeling like truth. It is the moment when you no longer have to convince yourself because you already know. You speak not to persuade but to celebrate. You affirm not to make it happen but to acknowledge that it already is. When this moment comes, rejoice, for it is the sign that creation has heard you and has already fulfilled your command in the unseen. And you will know it by the peace that settles in your heart. You will know it by the quiet confidence that rises in your chest. You will know it by the unshakable calm that tells you everything is already aligned in your favor. This peace is not weakness. It is the strongest force in existence, for it comes from the certainty that nothing can fail. From this peace, you walk through life as a king, as a queen, as a master of your destiny. For 3 days, allow yourself to live in this state. Allow yourself to taste what it feels like to be the one who already has. Walk into rooms as though the world already knows your greatness. Sit at tables as though you are already honored. Speak to others as though you have nothing to prove, nothing to defend, nothing to fear. The way you carry yourself will announce your inner transformation, and the world will mirror it back to you. Do not think this is imagination only. It is reality in its truest form. The outer world is the shadow. The inner world is the substance. What you see with your physical eyes is only the delayed reflection of what you have already spoken and believed. If you persist in your new word for 3 days, the shadow must begin to change, for it has no life of its own. The substance has shifted, and the shadow has no choice but to follow. And when the first signs appear, however small, give thanks. Rejoice in them, not with desperation, but with certainty. If you see a door crack open, know that the whole gate is about to swing wide. If you hear one kind word, know that a chorus is about to follow. If you receive even a small provision, know that abundance is rushing in behind it. These are the signs that your new conversation has taken root, and the harvest is on its way. You may begin this practice thinking of it as a test, something to try. But by the time you reach the end of the 3rd day, you will realize it is not a test, it is the truth of life itself. You will realize that you were never waiting on the world. The world was waiting on you. You were never at the mercy of circumstances. Circumstances were at the mercy of your words. You were never a beggar asking life for scraps. You were always the master commanding creation with your inner decree. And once you have tasted this, you will never again want to return to careless speech. You will never again want to curse yourself with words of lack. You will never again want to identify yourself with defeat. You will know that every word you speak to yourself is sacred. Every inner conversation is creative. Every assumption is a seed, and you will guard them as treasure, knowing that they hold within them the shape of your destiny. So let it be said of you that you are one who speaks life, one who declares abundance, one who affirms love, one who commands victory. For 3 days, let this be your practice, and when you see the change it brings, let it become your way of living. For your word is power, And when you talk to yourself like this, the whole universe bends to listen. For 3 days you must live as though the promise were already fulfilled. Not in the future, not someday, but now. Speak to yourself as one who has arrived, as one who has already crossed the finish line, as one who already wears the crown. When you open your eyes in the morning, do not drag yesterday's troubles into today. Speak as if today holds only victory. Whisper to yourself before your feet touch the floor, I rise as the blessed, I rise as the chosen, I rise as the victorious. Carry this tone through the hours, and the very air around you will begin to shift. Do not allow the old story to haunt you. The world may try to remind you of what you lacked, what you lost, or how long you waited. But for 3 days you do not answer to the name of lack. You do not answer to the name of delay. You do not answer to the name of failure. You answer only to the name of fulfillment. You answer only to the name of abundance. You answer only to the name of victory. Refuse to wear the garments of yesterday when you have been clothed in the robe of tomorrow. And if you think this is merely pretending, let me tell you, all of life is a pretending until it becomes real. A child who pretends to be strong grows into strength. A soul who pretends to be whole soon discovers wholeness has already taken root. Pretending is not deception, it is creation. You are not lying to yourself when you declare, I am blessed, I am loved, I am prosperous. You are revealing the truth hidden beneath the dust of appearances. You are lifting the veil on what has been yours all along. For 3 days, do not pray from a distance. Pray as one who already possesses. Talk to yourself as though the answer is behind you, not before you. Say, it is done, it is finished. I am living in it now. And the moment you do, you will feel a new ease, a new rest, for you no longer struggle toward a goal. You rest in a reality. You no longer strive to make it happen. You abide in its completion. This rest is the sign that you have entered the truth. And yet as you do this, the world may test you. Someone may try to provoke you. Circumstances may appear to contradict your words. Do not bend. Do not surrender. Do not trade your crown for crumbs. Instead, stand taller within yourself and speak again. All things are working for me. Every appearance is only a shadow. My word is stronger than the shadow. When you do this, you demonstrate to yourself that you are no longer ruled by outer conditions but by the law within. On the first day, you may feel the tug of old patterns. That is natural. You may feel the pull of doubt, the whisper of fear. Do not fight them with anger. Simply redirect. Replace the voice of fear with the voice of faith. Replace the whisper of lack with the declaration of abundance. Replace the cry of weakness with the decree of strength. Every time you redirect, you reinforce the new reality. And the more you reinforce it, the stronger it becomes. On the second day, you will begin to feel the ground shifting beneath you. You will notice your words carrying more weight. You will find yourself speaking them with more conviction. You will begin to see glimpses, small but undeniable, of the change taking form. A stranger smiles at you with unusual warmth. An opportunity arises where you least expected it. A burden you carried suddenly feels lighter. These are the signs that your new word is already echoing into the outer world. On the third day, something deeper happens. You stop trying to believe. You simply know. The words no longer feel like a discipline. They feel like a natural state. You begin to live in them as easily as you breathe. When you say, I am loved, you feel the truth of it in your bones. When you declare, I am abundant, you carry yourself as though wealth already surrounds you. When you whisper, I am whole, you walk with the confidence of one already healed. This knowing is the birth of a new reality. And from that point, you cannot go back. You cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot unfeel what you have felt. You cannot unknow what you have known. You realize that the key was never in the hands of the world, it was always in your mouth, in your mind, in your inner conversation. You were never waiting for the world to change. The world was waiting for you to speak. For 3 days, talk to yourself like this, and you will discover that the line between imagination and reality is thin, almost invisible. You will see that the so-called future is only the present, dressed in different words. You will understand that the moment you assume, the moment you declare, the moment you embody the new word, the future bends and reshapes itself to meet you. You may have lived years repeating the old story, and so the old harvest has followed you. But 3 days is enough to set the new harvest in motion. Do not despise small beginnings. Do not scoff at the simplicity of the practice. The universe was spoken into being by a word, and your life is no different. Speak with conviction, and all creation must obey. So rise in the morning and call yourself blessed. Walk through the day and call yourself victorious. Rest at night and call yourself fulfilled. Let no idle word slip past your lips. Let no careless thought linger in your mind. For 3 days be faithful to this practice, and you will never again question the power of your inner speech. For 3 days speak as though your future self has already stepped into the room and taken your place. Speak as though the version of you that is radiant, secure, overflowing with abundance and love is the only self that exists. Each time you open your mouth, let it be an echo of that version. Each time you allow a thought to rise, let it match the life you have chosen. For 3 days put on this identity like a garment and refuse to remove it. The old self will try to cling. It will whisper, "You have failed before. What makes this different?" It will say, "Look around you, nothing has changed." But you must answer it with silence or with the authority of a new declaration. For 3 days you are not entertaining that voice. For 3 days you are living from the completed vision, and nothing can break your focus. The outer world does not determine your truth. Your word does. The old voice is only the echo of yesterday's speech, and yesterday has no claim over you now. When you stand before the mirror, do not see yourself as you were. See yourself as you are in the fulfillment. Speak it boldly. I am radiant. I am prosperous. I am deeply loved. I am victorious. Say it with a tone of certainty, for certainty is the language creation understands. Do not beg for it. Do not ask when it will come. Announce it, decree it, own it. Speak as a ruler speaks, not as a servant pleading for scraps. For 3 days, let this be your posture. When doubts rise, do not fight them with fear. Replace them with vision. Close your eyes and see the evidence of your word already accomplished. If you have declared wealth, see yourself with the freedom of wealth. Feel the relief of every need supplied. Sense the joy of giving generously. If you have declared love, feel the warmth of affection, hear the laughter of companionship, sense the comfort of belonging. If you have declared health, feel strength pulsing in your body. See yourself moving with ease. Imagine yourself whole and vibrant. And as you see it, speak again. This is who I am now. The world outside may still wear the garments of the old story, but you will know better. You will know that it is only the shadow, and shadows are powerless to resist the light. Keep your focus on the light of your inner word. Keep declaring the truth you have chosen. In time, the shadow must align. For 3 days, live in the certainty of this law. You will notice how quickly your energy changes. Where you once felt drained, you will feel alive. Where you once felt hesitant, you will feel bold. Where you once felt small, you will feel expansive. This is not imagination playing tricks. This is reality responding to your shift. Life is always responding, always arranging, always reshaping itself according to the vibration of your inner speech. And when you talk to yourself like one who already has, life responds as though you already do. Some of you have carried heavy burdens, repeating to yourselves for years that nothing works, that life is unfair, that opportunities pass you by. But those words have only created the cycle you now live in. The cycle is not eternal. The cycle is only the fruit of your seed, and the seed can be changed. For 3 days, change the seed. Speak differently. Plant a new harvest. Stop watering the weeds with words of defeat. Sow only words of triumph, words of abundance, words of joy. Watch how quickly the soil begins to respond. Do not underestimate the test of consistency. The difference between one who sees results and one who does not is not desire, it is persistence. Anyone can declare a word once, but few will guard their lips for 3 days without breaking. Yet if you do, you will discover the hidden treasure that most overlook. You will discover that 3 days of consistent inner talk has more power than a lifetime of scattered words. You will see that life bends not to the occasional wish, but to the persistent decree. And once you have done it, once you have held to your new word for 3 days, you will realize it was never difficult at all. The challenge was only in the beginning, when the old wanted to cling. But once you step fully into the new, it feels natural. effortless, true. You begin to wonder why you ever spoke otherwise. You begin to marvel at the careless words you once allowed. You begin to see how every complaint, every doubt, every fearful whisper had been shaping your world against you. And in that moment of realization, gratitude floods your soul, for now you are free. For 3 days, live as though the world has already given you everything you asked for. Speak as though the doors are already open. Walk as though every promise is already fulfilled. Rest as though nothing is missing. And in doing so, you will call forth the very reality you speak of. You will see proof arise, not because you forced it, not because you begged for it, but because you aligned your inner speech with the truth that has been waiting for you all along. This is the secret. You are not waiting for the world. The world is waiting for you to decide, to declare, to persist, waiting for you to stop contradicting yourself with careless words, waiting for you to speak with authority and refuse to turn back. For 3 days, speak like one who knows, and watch how the universe answers. So let these 3 days be your holy experiment, your sacred vow to yourself. Guard your tongue, guard your mind, guard the secret conversations within you, as though they are treasures of immeasurable worth, for they are. Do not wait for signs before you believe. Let your words be the sign. Do not wait for proof before you rejoice. Let your rejoicing create the proof. Speak life, speak victory, speak wholeness, and watch as the invisible becomes visible. For in 3 days of faithful inner speech, you will awaken to the truth that has always been yours. You are the author of your story, the sculptor of your destiny, the living word made flesh. And once you taste that power, you will never again return to the language of lack. You will live forever in the language of fulfillment. Detached to command. That is the mystery that so few truly grasp. The mind believes that by clinging, by grasping tighter, by rehearsing and repeating, it holds power. Yet the truth is the opposite. When you release, when you let go of the anxious need for evidence, the other becomes magnetized to you. Desire without detachment breeds resistance. Desire with detachment births inevitability. What you detach from does not leave you. Rather, it circles back with greater intensity. For your detachment declares that you already have it, that you are not waiting for it. Do you see? The law is subtle. When you obsess outwardly, you repel. When you embody inwardly and detach, you draw in. You are not persuading them, not chasing them, not forcing them. You are commanding by silence. Detachment is not coldness. It is mastery. It is the inner certainty that their devotion already belongs to you, and so you no longer need to clutch at signs. Their full obsession begins when you stop looking outward for scraps of attention and dwell in the knowing that they are already yours. The self is the magnet, not the striving. Every time you run after them in imagination, you push them further. Every time you remain still, feeling the reality of their devotion, they are pulled deeper into you. Detachment is the most powerful form of attraction, because it declares, I already have, and what is declared as already yours must manifest in their behavior, their words, their actions. They will not know why they cannot stop thinking of you, why their heart burns for you, why their attention cannot escape you. They will believe it is their own doing, but you will know it is the silent command of your inner state. Detach then, and let the law work. Do not concern yourself with the middle, with the when or the how. To dwell in the wish fulfilled, and to release all anxiety is to set the command in motion. The more you release, the stronger the pull. They will search for you, they will crave you, they will revolve around you like the planets around the sun, because you have become the center. And the center does not chase, it simply radiates. Detachment is the radiant center. It makes you irresistible, unforgettable, unshakable in their mind. Detach and you will command. This is the great paradox that the untrained mind cannot comprehend. It believes that the more you clutch, the more you will keep. But the more you clutch, the more you lose. What you seek to hold desperately slips through your fingers like water. But what you hold with effortless certainty, what you hold in the invisible realm of knowing, cannot escape you. Detachment is not rejection. Detachment is not indifference. Detachment is possession in its highest form. It is the inner declaration that it is already mine. And because it is already mine, I need not worry, need not force, need not beg. The world is a mirror, and every reflection begins with the gaze you cast inward. When you believe you must do more, beg more, persuade more, you are telling yourself that you do not already have. And because the world listens to the voice of your inner assumption, it obeys. It reflects lack, it reflects distance, it reflects their indifference. But when you rest in detachment, when you rest in the cool air of already having, then you have spoken the only word that matters: it is done. From that moment, life bends. They are compelled, without knowing why, to think of you, to dream of you, to feel the tug of your presence in the depths of their being. Detach. And watch the unseen cords pull them closer. They may try to resist, but resistance is futile when the command is issued in silence. You are not waiting for their devotion. You are not hoping for their obsession. You are the one who has already received it, and therefore the law must deliver it in visible form. This is not manipulation, this is mastery. For you are not bending another's will. You are aligning with the truth of your own. The truth is that you are already the center of their universe, the fire of their thoughts, the object of their unrelenting attention. Do not confuse detachment with indifference. Indifference says, I do not care. Detachment says, I already have. One pushes away, the other magnetizes. One creates absence, the other commands presence. To detach is to step into the end, to sit in the throne of already fulfilled desire, to feel their arms around you, their eyes fixed upon you, their words overflowing with affection, even if the outer world has not yet caught up. And because imagination creates reality, the outer world has no choice but to catch up. They cannot escape the decree of your assumption. Understand this well. Devotion is not earned by striving, it is evoked by being, to be the one they cannot stop thinking of. You must first embody the one who is already thought of. You do not wonder if they are calling, you hear their voice. You do not hope they are dreaming, you know they are restless with visions of you. You do not wish they would long for you, you feel their longing now. And when you let go of the need to see it now, when you detach from the urgency, you allow the invisible current to carry the desire straight into their heart. They become restless. They seek you without knowing why. They speak your name without meaning to. Their full obsession is born in the soil of your detachment. You must know how powerful you are. The world does not command you, you command the world. People do not decide for you, you decide for them, silently in the hidden chamber of imagination. Detachment is the seal upon your command. It says, this is mine, this is finished, this is done, and once sealed, reality bends to open before you. When you let go, you give space for the law to work. It is like planting a seed. You do not dig it up every hour to check if it grows. You plant it, you water it with faith, and you walk away knowing the harvest is certain. Detachment is walking away in full trust. And in that trust, the seed grows roots in the unseen, until one day it bursts forth in the visible. Their love, their words, their actions all spring up as evidence of what you already held within. Consider the nature of fire. It does not chase, it does not beg, it does not plead. It burns. And because it burns, everything around it is drawn, compelled, consumed. Your detachment is the fire. Your certainty is the flame. It is not loud, it is not frantic, but it is irresistible. You stand still in knowing, and in that stillness they cannot rest until they are near you. Their thoughts circle you like moths to the flame. They try to turn away, but the more they resist, the stronger the pull becomes. For obsession is not born from effort. It is born from the silent decree of inner possession. Detach, and the command is issued. Detach, and their devotion belongs to you. Do not think of absence, think of presence. Do not think of lack, think of fullness. Do not wait, receive. To wait is to postpone. To receive is to bring it forth now. Each time you wonder when, you delay. Each time you feel it now, you accelerate. Detachment dissolves time. It makes the manifestation immediate in the realm of assumption. And once it is immediate in you, it cannot help but appear around you. Their obsession is not created by words you speak outwardly, but by the energy you radiate inwardly. You do not need to chase them with messages, with demands, with constant pursuit. That is the action of doubt. Instead, you need only rest in the invisible certainty. Let them feel the pull of your energy. When they lie awake at night, let them wonder why every face reminds them of you, why every thought returns to you. why every silence echoes your name. It is not their doing, it is yours. The command has already been issued through your detachment. Detach, therefore, from the urge to prove, from the hunger for signs, from the impatience of the senses. Let your inner state be final. Let your imagination be the only word spoken. In imagination they are yours, fully devoted, endlessly obsessed. In imagination you are already receiving what the senses cannot yet confirm. And because imagination is reality, the senses must follow. The shadow must align with the light. The great secret is that obsession is not forced. It is evoked. And it is evoked when you release the grip of fear. When you know that you are already loved, already wanted, already chosen, then their entire being aligns with that knowing. They feel the command of your energy even if you say nothing. They are pulled like the tide to the shore, and you are the shore. Their thoughts return to you as the river returns to the ocean. Their devotion belongs to you, because in detachment you have declared it finished. This is not about arrogance, but about truth. You do not need to be louder, needier, or more desperate to gain their attention. You need only rest in the truth of already being desired. The more you release, the stronger the pull. The more you detach, the deeper their obsession. The more you stand in certainty, the more they crumble in longing. What is effortless for you becomes irresistible to them. This is the paradox of power. By detaching, you possess more fully than if you clung. By letting go, you bind them more strongly than if you chased. So detach and command. Detach and let the law serve you. Detach and know that their full devotion is not a possibility, but an inevitability. It is written the moment you accept it within. It is sealed the moment you rest in the end. You are the one who decides. You are the one who holds the command. And when you release the outward struggle, you will find that their obsession, their devotion, their endless desire for you is already written in the silence of your being. Would you like me to continue extending this even further into a full 2,000-word rampage? This is approximately 1,100 words so far, deepening with more loops, affirmations, and imagery of possession and detachment until it fully matches the long style you usually ask for. Detach. And the command is given. Detach, and the invisible current begins to move with unstoppable force. You may not see it at first, but it works beneath the surface. Just as a seed germinates unseen in the soil, their thoughts of you grow where no eye can see. Every time you detach, every time you rest in the end, every time you close your eyes and feel the reality of their devotion, the roots spread deeper, stronger, more unshakable. Then, without warning, the first shoot appears, the text, the call, the glance, the confession, and you know it was never random. It was the inevitable harvest of your detachment. When you cling, you vibrate lack. When you detach, you vibrate possession. The one who has does not beg, does not chase, does not question. The one who has simply receives. And in that state, everything must rearrange to match you. That is the secret of devotion. It cannot be commanded outwardly by force, but it can be commanded inwardly by assumption. An assumption, when detached from doubt, always hardens into fact. Their mind will circle you, their heart will crave you, their soul will anchor itself in you, not because you persuaded them outwardly, but because inwardly you released and rested in the truth that they are already yours. Detach, and you are no longer a beggar. You are a master. The beggar pleads for scraps of attention, living in the ache of lack. The master sits in stillness, radiating possession. The beggar waits. The master knows. The beggar clutches. The master releases. And it is the master who is irresistible, for nothing is more magnetic than certainty. When you detach, your certainty becomes the axis of their reality. They cannot help but revolve around it. You become the one they cannot escape, the center to which they are drawn again and again. Think of the sun. The sun does not chase planets. The sun does not beg them to orbit. The sun shines, and in shining it commands devotion. The planets cannot resist. They are bound by its radiance, by its gravity, by its very being. Your detachment is that gravity. Your certainty is that radiance. Shine and they orbit. Radiate and they revolve. Detach and they cannot leave. Their full devotion is secured not by your outward struggle, but by your inward light. Do not be deceived by appearances. Do not be shaken by silence. The senses lie. Imagination tells the truth. If you look outward for proof, you will delay the proof. If you dwell inwardly in certainty, The proof comes swiftly. Detachment means you no longer measure by what the eyes see or the ears hear. You measure by what the heart knows. And the heart knows that what is claimed inwardly cannot fail outwardly. Their obsession is already here. Their devotion is already complete. Their longing for you is already burning within them. You do not need to create it. It already exists in the unseen. You only need to detach and let it flow into form. Detachment is the seal of ownership. It is the final word, the silent decree. Once you have spoken it inwardly, it is mine, it is done, there is nothing more to do. To add striving is to undo the seal. To worry is to question the command, but to detach is to trust the command, to rest in its inevitability. And the more you rest, the faster it comes. Their full obsession builds quietly day by day, moment by moment, until it bursts into their awareness and they are consumed. They cannot sleep, they cannot think straight, they cannot escape the thought of you. They will believe it is their own heart, their own longing, their own obsession. But you will know the truth. It was the silent work of detachment. Detach, and they are yours. Detach, and they chase you. Detach, and they devote themselves endlessly. For when you detach, you tell the universe, I have. And what you claim as already yours must come forth. That is the law. To detach is to live in the end. And to live in the end is to possess the keys of creation. Do not waver. Do not slip back into begging. Do not undo the command with anxious eyes searching for signs. Every time you look outward for reassurance, you confess doubt. Every time you rest inwardly in certainty, you confess possession. Let go of time, let go of need. Let go of striving, simply be. And in being, you become irresistible. They will feel it in the air. They will hear it in the silence. They will know it in the marrow of their bones. They will not be able to stay away. Their heart will beat for you. Their mind will race for you. Their soul will thirst for you. Detachment makes it so. Detach therefore as one who already has. Speak the silent words within. You are mine. You are devoted. You are obsessed with me. And then release it. Do not chase. Do not grasp. Let it be. And as surely as the dawn follows night, their obsession will manifest. Their devotion will be revealed. Their entire being will circle around you. For the one who detaches has already commanded, and what is commanded in certainty must obey. You will see the signs, but you will no longer hunger for them. They will call, but you will no longer wait by the phone. They will seek you, but you will no longer doubt they are seeking. You will know, and in knowing you will rest. And in that rest their devotion is sealed. They are yours. Their obsession is unshakable. Their devotion is endless. And it was all born the moment you detached and declared, it is already done. Detach, and you rise above the turmoil of need. Detach, and you command from silence, not from desperation. The one who detaches walks in the world as though all promises are already fulfilled, as though every longing has already come home, as though every desire is already seated at the table. That walk is power, that walk is authority, and that walk creates the obsession you seek. For nothing grips the mind more tightly than the mystery of someone who does not cling. Nothing consumes the heart more than the quiet presence of one who is already secure. Detachment is not cold, it is magnetic. It does not push away, it draws in. It does not starve affection, it multiplies it. When you detach, you are no longer entangled in their movements, their words, their silence. You no longer weigh your worth by their behavior. You no longer adjust your mood to the rhythm of their attention. You anchor yourself in the unseen. And because you are anchored, they are tossed. They are stirred. They are awakened by an unrest they cannot name. For obsession is born in the imbalance between stillness and longing. You rest, they wander. You know, they search. You are secure. They become restless. This is the law in action. Detach, and the command is not weakened. It is intensified. The moment you say, it is mine, and I need not hold it tightly, you release the current that binds them to you. They may try to run to distraction, but everything reminds them of you. They may try to bury the thought, but it rises again like a seed pushing through concrete. Detachment plants that seed. Obsession is the harvest. It is easy to believe that chasing brings closeness. But chasing is only confession of separation. Every act of desperation declares, I do not yet have, and what you declare inwardly, the world must mirror. When you detach, you announce, I already have, and the world bends to mirror possession. That is why the moment you release, the moment you no longer monitor, the moment you stop questioning, things shift. Their mind changes, their heart stirs. They feel what they cannot explain. They are drawn without understanding why. It is because the inner word is always law, and detachment seals the word with certainty. Detach, and the invisible threads of imagination tighten. You may not see them, but they feel them. They are tugged in their sleep. They are nudged in their waking hours. You become a constant whisper in their mind. You become the echo in their silence. You become the answer their soul is craving. And all of it flows from your detachment. Your refusal to live as one who waits. You live as one who already holds. And because you live that way, they cannot escape the pull. Consider how effortless it becomes when you master this. No longer are you weary from watching for signs. No longer drained from measuring every detail of their behavior. You are free. And in that freedom you are powerful, you radiate certainty. And certainty cannot be ignored. Certainty is irresistible. It bends reality. It commands devotion. It summons obsession. This is the paradox. When you stop needing, you start receiving. When you stop demanding, you start commanding. Detach, and every detail will fall into place. They will call, they will appear, they will speak, they will confess, but you will not wait on these things as though they prove anything. They prove nothing. They are simply shadows. The reality was already sealed within you the moment you detached. The outer signs are only the echo. The true command was spoken in silence long before. Detachment does not mean you do not want. It means you already have. It is the difference between longing and owning. Longing aches, owning rests. Longing waits, owning lives. Longing looks outward, owning looks inward. When you detach, you step from longing to owning. And once you own inwardly, the world cannot withhold outwardly. Their obsession is simply the mirror of your inner ownership. You must remember this whenever the senses tempt you. When the silence feels heavy, when the phone is still, when the world seems unchanged, you remind yourself, I have, it is done. I release, and in that release you anchor again in power. The senses will bow, the silence will break, the world will shift. They cannot resist the pull of one who has detached into certainty. They cannot escape the orbit of one who radiates possession. Detach, and their soul runs after you. Detach, and their thoughts circle you endlessly. Detach, and their heart beats only for you. You do not need to explain, you do not need to prove, you do not need to question. The law does not falter. The unseen does not fail. When you detach, you activate the inevitability of their devotion, and what is inevitable cannot be stopped. Detach now. Detach completely. Detach as one who knows the throne is already occupied, the crown already given, the devotion already secured. Detach as one who lives in the end, who speaks only the language of possession, and as you do, their obsession grows without limit, their devotion deepens without measure, their being orbits you without choice. For detachment has spoken the final word. It is finished, it is mine, it is done. Detach, and the game is already won. The moment you release, the very instant you let go of the grasping, the clinging, the anxious need to control every step, you step into the true posture of authority. That posture declares, without a word spoken, that you are the one chosen, that you are the one desired, that you are the one who holds all devotion in the palm of your hand. You no longer chase because you have become the one who is sought after. You no longer beg because you are already in possession. You no longer wait because you live in the end. And in that silent declaration, they are bound to you, drawn to you, consumed by you. Detach, and the current begins to stir in their heart. They feel an ache they cannot soothe, a longing they cannot silence, a hunger they cannot escape. You do nothing outwardly, but inwardly you have already commanded. Detachment is the command. It is the quiet voice that says, it is done and it is mine. Once spoken inwardly, the world has no choice but to obey. And though they may resist, though they may wander, though they may try to distract themselves, the pull remains. It grows stronger by the day. They are caught in a current they cannot escape. The more you detach, the more they are consumed. Detach. And you rise above time itself. You no longer ask when. You no longer measure how. Time bends to the one who lives in the end. The one who knows does not wait. The one who knows does not search. The one who knows simply rests in possession. And in that rest the outer world rearranges, bending and folding until the unseen becomes visible. Detachment is the doorway through which the unseen passes into form. Without it you block the way with doubt and fear. With it you fling the door wide open, and reality rushes to obey your inner word. Detach, and your silence roars louder than any speech. You do not need to convince them. You do not need to plead with them. You do not need to prove your worth. Your energy speaks for you. Your certainty radiates. Your imagination commands. And in the silence of your detachment, they hear the loudest call. They feel the pull at the deepest level. They turn over your name in their thoughts without meaning to. They imagine your presence without trying. They long for your nearness without knowing why. Detachment has already done its work. Detach, and you become untouchable. No circumstance can shake you. No delay can weaken you. No silence can frighten you. For you know the truth. All is already yours. You know the law. What is held in assumption must appear in fact. You know the secret to release is to possess. So you stand calm while they unravel. You rest while they chase. You are still while they stir, for detachment places you in the position of power, and they are drawn irresistibly to that power. Detach, and you will see how the invisible becomes undeniable. They will speak words that echo what you already knew. They will take actions that confirm what you already possessed inwardly. They will confess devotion that you had already accepted in silence. They will appear at your side, not because you fought for their attention, but because you released it. Detachment did not push them away. It pulled them in. Detachment did not weaken your command. It sealed it. Detachment did not lessen your desire. It intensified theirs. Detach, and you will realize the truth that has always been: you are the center. You are the source. You are the sun. And they orbit you without choice. You shine, and they cannot help but return. You radiate certainty, and they cannot help but revolve around you. You rest in possession, and they cannot escape devotion. Their obsession is not born of accident. It is born of your detachment. Their longing is not self-created. It is summoned by your silence. Their devotion is not random. It is commanded by your release. Detach, and every fiber of their being becomes tuned to you. Their nights are restless with thoughts of you. Their days are haunted by your image. Their heart beats with the rhythm of your name. And you in detachment simply rest. You are not frantic. You are not chasing. You are not searching. You are still. And in your stillness is your power. That power commands them without words, compels them without effort, and binds them without force. For the one who detaches has already claimed, and the one who claims in silence is always obeyed. Detach. And remember, this is not about abandoning desire. It is about fulfilling it inwardly. It is not about pretending you do not care. It is about knowing you already have. It is not about rejecting love. It is about resting in the certainty of being loved. Detachment is not emptiness. It is fullness. It is not weakness. It is mastery. It is not losing. It is possessing in the highest form. And when you embody that mastery, their devotion is inevitable. Their obsession is unbreakable. Their surrender is complete. Detach now. Detach fully. Detach completely. And let the Lord deliver what you have already received within. For the moment you detach, the command is sealed, the desire is fulfilled, and their full devotion is already yours. And so the power is in your stillness. The command is in your silence. The magnetism is in your release. By detaching, you do not lose, you secure. By letting go, you do not weaken, you become irresistible. What you hold inwardly with certainty must appear outwardly in devotion. What you release in trust returns multiplied in obsession. Rest now, for it is already yours. The law is faithful. The desire is fulfilled. The devotion is complete. There is a moment, quiet, still, and sacred, when the jackpot appears. But not because you chased it, not because you spoke it endlessly, It arrives when you became it inwardly and then you went silent. You see, most people think manifestation is about constant motion, asking, scripting, repeating. But there's a deeper truth, one that very few understand. Manifestation responds to the quiet certainty of the inner man, not the frantic noise of the outer world. It's easy to talk about your desire, it's easy to explain it to others, but do you feel it real? Do you walk in the end of it? Or are you still begging the world to give it to you? The jackpot, whether it's wealth, love, healing, or purpose, does not come to the one who shouts the loudest. It comes to the one who has already received it within. Silence is not weakness. Silence is not passivity. Silence is power. It is the point where the world can no longer distract you from your inner truth. It is where your assumption settles into fact. Have you ever had a moment when you stopped talking about it, stopped journaling, stopped explaining, and suddenly it came? That was not a coincidence. That was your spirit aligning with the truth that it is already done. When you go silent, not out of doubt, but from confidence, you signal to the universe, I have it. There's nothing more to discuss. And in that moment, something shifts. The energy changes. Your vibration stabilizes. You no longer want it, it's yours. And the physical world, like a faithful servant, moves to confirm what you now silently know. The jackpot manifests when you stop checking the clock, when you stop talking about it to others, when you enter the scene in your imagination and remain there without resistance, in silence. Stillness is not the absence of activity, it is the presence of full embodiment. When you are being, there is nothing left to ask. You don't plant a seed and keep digging it up. You leave it in the dark, in the still, in the soul. And that silence is what brings it to life. Go quiet, go within, and become the man or woman who already holds the winning ticket. Not because you said it, but because you are it. Remember, the jackpot is not out there. It is not won. It is accepted, claimed, and it shows up when you no longer need to make a sound. True creation begins not with sound, but with silence. It begins not in the frantic efforts of the mind, nor in the loud demands made of the world, but in that still and sacred space within where nothing is spoken, and yet everything is known. It is in this silence that the true seed of your desire is planted, and where it is nurtured by the very presence of your being. Here it is, beyond. Most people believe that to create is to strive, to chase, to constantly ask. They flood their minds with affirmations, their journals with declarations, and their days with endless repetition of what they want. But there is a deeper mystery, known only to those who have discovered the power of stillness. For it is not through speaking that the universe is commanded, but through being. And being is born in silence. Silence is not empty. It is full, pregnant with creation. It is the place where the invisible takes form, where the formless becomes shaped by consciousness. In silence, all distractions fall away. The opinions of others no longer crowd your mind. The need to explain yourself disappears. The urge to chase dissolves. And in that emptiness, something begins to stir. The outer world is loud. It screams of lack, of delay, of reasons why it hasn't happened yet. But the inner world is quiet and yet all-powerful. When you enter that inner silence, not to beg, not to seek, but simply to dwell in the state of your wish fulfilled, you are stepping into the true seat of creation. Here you do not ask for the thing you desire, you become it. The silence becomes your sanctuary. The moment you stop talking about it, stop trying to convince yourself or others, and simply rest in the knowing, the creation begins. You are not waiting for the world to give it to you. You are giving it to yourself by assuming the state of already having received. That assumption, felt quietly and deeply, becomes the command to the universe. Do not mistake silence for passivity. Silence is the most active force in the world when it is born from inner conviction. The one who is truly silent is not lost. They are focused. They are aligned. They are no longer wavering between doubt and belief. They are no longer needing evidence. Every great manifestation begins with a moment of stillness, a pause, a breath, a quiet choice to turn within and see what cannot yet be seen with the outer eye. In this space, the world has no hold on you. You are free. Free to imagine, free to become, free to create without interference. In silence, the seed is planted, it grows in the dark. It is nourished not by effort, but by certainty. And when the time is right, it bursts through the soil of physical reality, not because you pushed it, but because you trusted it. Silence is the womb of creation. Guard it, honor it, retreat into it daily. And within that holy silence, allow yourself to become the one who already has what you once only dreamed of. Desire is not meant to be explained, argued for, or validated by others. It is meant to be felt deeply, vividly, and completely. Talking about a desire often becomes a form of delay, a way of keeping it outside yourself. The mind wants to describe, dissect, and understand, but the soul already knows. The soul feels, and that feeling is the only thing required to call it into being. When you speak endlessly about what you want, you are often revealing that you do not yet have it. Words can become a mask for doubt. You say, I want this, or I'm working on manifesting that, because you have not yet stepped into the state of already having it. But desire, when it is truly alive, does not demand verbal confirmation. It becomes a silent certainty. It moves from concept to embodiment, and embodiment happens through feeling. To feel your desire real is to step into the version of you who no longer longs for it, because they live in the experience of it. You do not need to explain to the world why you deserve it. You do not need to justify it, rationalize it, or earn it. You only need to feel it in your imagination so completely that it becomes natural. And once it feels natural, it becomes inevitable. Most people seek proof before they allow themselves to feel fulfilled. They say, when I see it, I'll believe it, but true manifestation works in reverse. You must believe it before you see it. And belief is not mental noise. It is emotional knowing. It is the deep inner alignment with the end result. Even when no outer evidence exists, there is immense power in closing your eyes, silencing the world, and stepping into the scene where your desire is already real. You do not speak it, you live it. You breathe in the air of that new reality. You touch it, taste it, and rest in it as if it were the only truth. That feeling is what impresses the subconscious. That inner knowing is what shapes the world around you. It is not the repetition of words that brings your desire to life. It is the repetition of experience within. The mind may repeat affirmations, but the body must feel the fulfillment. Until your inner self walks in the end, the outer world cannot reflect it. But the moment you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, not with effort, but with quiet conviction, you become the cause of what the world calls a miracle. The person who truly feels their desire no longer needs to talk about it. They radiate it. They walk differently. They think differently. and soon they live differently. Because they no longer identify with the lack of it, they become a match to its presence. So step away from the need to explain, let others wonder, let the world ask. You do not owe anyone your process. You only owe yourself the feeling of already being the one who has it. In that silent inner state where the desire is felt as real and natural, everything begins to rearrange. The world cannot help but reflect what you have become. The world does not respond to your words, your effort, or your pleading. It responds to your silent assumptions, those quiet truths you hold within yourself, whether consciously or unconsciously. You may shout your desires from the rooftops, tell everyone what you're working toward, and fill notebooks with affirmations, but if, in the depth of your being, you still assume lack, fear, or delay, that is what the world will reflect back to you. Life is a mirror, and the reflection is not shaped by volume or effort. It is shaped by your state of being, what you have quietly accepted as real, what you have emotionally assumed as already done. This is why silence holds more power than noise. In silence, the facade falls away. The outer performance ceases. What remains is the truth you are dwelling in. And that truth becomes your life. You do not have to convince the world of your worthiness. You do not have to beg the universe for a blessing. When you assume, in silence, that you already are what you seek, the world begins to comply. The people, circumstances, and opportunities start to shift, not because you forced them, but because you changed the signal you are sending out. Many misunderstand silence. They think silence is inaction, passivity, or surrender in the negative sense. But silence, when grounded in inner certainty, is the most powerful form of action there is. It is the invisible command that reshapes reality. When you quietly accept that your desire is already fulfilled, you no longer act from desperation, you act from confidence. You move from knowing, you walk as though it is already yours because inwardly it is. What you assume in your imagination, what you embody without needing to declare it to the world, that is the seed of manifestation. A man may say he wants wealth, but if he still feels like the poor man inside, the world will continue to reflect lack. A woman may say she desires love, but if she assumes abandonment or unworthiness, that assumption will color every relationship. The mirror never lies, it only reveals. This is why the work is always internal. You do not need to fix the world. You only need to fix the image you hold within. Change your assumption, and the reflection must follow. And that assumption is not formed by repetition alone. It is formed by feeling. It is made real when you step into the inner knowing in silence that it is already done. Silence is not the absence of life. It is where life is born. It is the stillness before the wave, the quiet before the manifestation. In that sacred silence, you are not waiting, you are becoming. And when you become it within, the world cannot help but follow suit. So withdraw from the noise, cease the endless declarations, go inward. Find that place where your desire already lives and rest there. Assume it quietly, confidently, and completely. The world will not respond to what you say. It will respond to what you are. There comes a moment in every true act of creation when the noise fades, the struggle ceases, and the inner world falls into stillness. That stillness is not emptiness. It is a signal. It tells you the work is done. The feeling has been accepted. The desire has been claimed. You no longer need to reach for it because something within has already received it. This is not a place of waiting. It is a place of having. And it arrives not with excitement or urgency, but with a deep, steady peace. The mind, so often consumed with questions, how, when, why, begins to grow quiet. The urgency to control or fix things melts away. The inner noise that once doubted, questioned, and demanded begins to lose its power, and what remains is stillness. But this stillness is not passive. It is rich, it is alive. It is the surest sign that the seed of your desire has taken root. You do not need to see immediate evidence in the outer world to know that manifestation has begun. You only need to feel the inner shift. When your heart is full, when you can rest in the joy of having, even before it appears, then you are in the state of fulfillment. That is the end. That is the answer. Creation does not require constant repetition or effort once the seed has been planted. A farmer does not return to the soil every hour to dig up what he planted. He knows that once the seed is placed in the earth, it is being worked on in the unseen. In the same way, when your inner world reaches that point of calm assurance, when the thought of your desire brings a smile, not a craving, you are done. The stillness confirms it. This is not the same as giving up or letting go in defeat. It is the surrender of faith, not the surrender of despair. It is the kind of letting go that only happens when you know something is already yours. You have felt it. You have walked in the end, and now you no longer need to strive. The feeling has been accepted by your deeper self, and the outer world is already on its way to catch up. Silence, in this context, is not the absence of thought. It is the presence of knowing. It is the inner quiet that says, I have it. Without speaking, without effort, you dwell in the feeling of completion. You no longer look for signs, because you are the sign. Your stillness is the proof that your assumption has become your identity. The world may not yet see what you see. That's irrelevant. Manifestation is not about convincing others. It is about embodying the truth within. And when you are truly still, truly full, the echo of your fulfillment begins to reverberate outward. Life rearranges itself around your state of being. So when you feel that stillness rise within you, honor it. That is the sacred moment, that is the signal. The desire has been received, the shift has occurred, and now all you must do is remain in the knowing. The silence is the seal. The seed is planted. The outcome is assured. Outcome is assured. There is a great misunderstanding about the power of words when it comes to manifestation. People believe that the more they talk about their desires, the closer they are to them. They share their dreams, explain their goals, seek validation, and endlessly affirm what they want. But in truth, constant talking often reveals that the desire has not yet been accepted within. It is still separate, it is still a wish, not a reality. And as long as you keep speaking about it without embodying it, you are delaying its arrival. Talking can easily become a way to keep what you want at arm's length. It's as if you are rehearsing a role you hope to play someday rather than stepping into the identity of the person who already has the role. You explain your vision to others, but inside, you are still uncertain. You haven't won the feeling of it being real. You haven't entered the state of fulfillment. And until you do, the outer world cannot mirror it back to you. Manifestation does not come from saying the right words. It comes from occupying the right state. And that state is reached through feeling, not speaking. Words can point to the desire, but only feeling brings it home. When you feel it real, when you live the inner experience of having, being, or doing the thing you want, it begins to manifest without noise, quietly, naturally, effortlessly. There's something powerful that happens when you go silent, when you stop explaining, when you stop needing others to understand or agree. In that silence, you shift from seeking to being. You no longer look for signs, you become the sign. You no longer talk about becoming wealthy, you move, breathe, and feel as the one who already is. And that feeling is what sets everything in motion. This is not about denial or repression. It is about embodiment. The person who has already received does not need to keep announcing it. The winner does not convince others they have won, they live it. When you internalize your desire so completely that it becomes part of your identity, it starts to show up externally. And often it does so when you least expect it, because you're no longer looking for it. You are it. Talking is a sign of reaching outward. Feeling is a sign of reaching inward. The moment you cross over from discussion to embodiment, the manifestation process accelerates. The jackpot finds you, not because you chased it, but because you aligned with it. In stillness, in certainty, in feeling. You don't need to explain what you're creating. You don't need to announce your transformation. You only need to feel the reality of it within you so clearly, so consistently, that the world has no choice but to mirror it. Let silence become your companion. Let feeling be your language. Let the outer world remain uninformed while your inner world becomes alive. The desire fulfilled is not something you talk about, it's something you live. And once you live it inside, it becomes undeniable outside. Manifestation does not happen when you cling, beg, or chase. It happens when you release, not from hopelessness but from fulfillment. When you finally let go, not because you've given up, but because you no longer need it, you have entered the sacred space of detachment. And in that space, everything begins to unfold. Detachment is not coldness. It is not disinterest. It is not apathy. It is inner completion. It is the deep realization that what you desire is already yours, and therefore there is nothing left to seek. You stop needing it because you already feel the joy, the satisfaction, the identity of being the person who possesses it. And from that space of wholeness, manifestation occurs naturally, effortlessly, silently. Neediness pushes your desire away. It announces lack. It tells the subconscious that what you want is still separate, still out there, still not here. The more you long for it, the more you place it in the future, the more you talk about someday, the further away that day becomes. But when you shift into detachment, when you feel so secure, so full, so convinced within, there is no more waiting. You have already arrived. This inner shift is subtle yet powerful. You may still desire something, but you are no longer desperate for it. You are no longer searching for evidence, asking for signs, or doubting your worthiness. You've crossed the invisible line from wanting to knowing. You've stopped knocking on doors and started walking through them in your imagination. And this is where silence becomes sacred. Silence is not surrender to failure. It is surrender to fulfillment. It is entering the state where nothing more is required. You are not passive. You are not idle. You are still. And that stillness is filled with the energy of having. The jackpot does not come to the one who is loud, restless, or constantly trying to make it happen. It comes to the one who has already accepted it internally. The one who has walked in the end, tasted the feeling of the outcome, and now moves through life with calm certainty. This detachment is not absence, it is presence. It is total absorption in the state of the wish fulfilled. You stop checking the clock, you stop needing reassurance, you stop asking whether it's working. Why? Because in your world, it already has. And when that feeling becomes natural, when it becomes your resting place, the world begins to bend to match it. Life starts to organize itself around your inner truth. Manifestation happens in that moment when you detach, not because you don't care, but because you care so much that you become one with your desire. You no longer talk about it, you live it, even if no one else sees it yet. You do. And that's enough. That's everything. So trust the process. Trust the silence. Let go of the need and let in the knowing. When you feel that nothing more is needed, when you detach from outcome because the outcome already feels real within you, that's when it arrives. That's when the jackpot appears. Not by force, but by your quiet alignment with truth. The jackpot does not arrive through noise, striving, or endless declarations. It manifests through silence, stillness, and inner certainty. When you stop explaining, when you detach from the need to make it happen, and when you quietly assume your desire as already fulfilled, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you. The silent state of having is the true cause of every manifestation. It is in this quiet, confident inner world where the real magic happens, not in the effort but in the embodiment. The moment you feel it real and rest in stillness, the jackpot finds you. So I too thanks. Thank you for taking the time to receive these words with an open heart. May you return often to the stillness within and walk each day knowing the power of your quiet assumption. Everything you desire is already yours. Feel it, become it, and rest in the silence that creates worlds.